Welcome to Violin Adventures number 223. We continue work on the cello and also work on an early 1900s violin. Hope you enjoy. Thank you for your feedback on the mic and the sound. We're still adjusting it because I agree that it doesn't sound real natural. So I made a few adjustments and we'll keep working on this. But I'm hoping in a couple weeks I'm going to have some extra help and we can experiment more with the mic. So please bear with us as we keep working on this. I'm enjoying reading your comments and appreciate everyone's input. Now we're going to get back to work, and we have here a violin that has a crack right here. We're going to take the top off and pump some glue into here, cleat it, and get it back on its way. So here's the inside of the violin. If you look close, there was an old label here that was ripped out. Over here it says Stradivarius 1721. So, of course, we know this isn't a Strad, but it was a copy. So what I'm going to do first is clean the crack out, get all the dirt out of there. It's kind of dark because it has dirt in there. Then we'll close it up with glue. We're taking the clamps off here. So next, this one needs some, maybe we'll put 2 cleats in here. Okay, we've got a very tiny bass bar crack here, and that's why the owner sent this violin in the first place. So I am going to take this bass bar out and we'll close up this crack. Okay, the plan today is to turn this over and take out all these cleats and redo them with the diamond cleat to keep the vibrations going up and down. At this point, we've got a good sealer protection on this top here. The color isn't blended yet, but I realized I need to do this side first because it's sitting on this surface, and if we have varnish here, then the varnish can't dry properly if I'm working on it. So I'm going to work on the inside, and then the last thing is to finish up the varnish. But that's where we're at right now. All right, we've got all the cleats out, and we're just getting ready to put in our new cleats, our diamond cleats. But we've got one last section to work on, and that is right here. You can see how that was repaired. And there's just too much black, there's too much space in here. So I am going to take these two cleats off, and then we're going to work on cleaning this out and putting a new piece of wood in there. So let's see how it goes. So we're ready to start putting in the diamond cleats. We've got all the clamps that we might need and a good pile of leather here. And now we're just waiting for the glue to heat up, and we'll just do a section at a time. Okay, we're gonna let that dry before we do anything else so we don't put too much strain on the top. And I have these clamps supported on this side so that they're not hanging. Last night I came down here and I put more cleats on here. So I'm going to take these clamps off, and today we'll take the cleats down and see how the vibrations are. At this point I've put on the minimum amount. Okay, over here with all the cleats done, I'm ready to take down the patch to the final dimensions. Time for a story. We're taking up our reading today in Violins and Violinists by Franz Farga, and we're going to read about Viotti. Giovanni Battista Viotti, who was born in Piedmont, was one of the most impressive personalities in the violin world. He was not only a competent successor to Corelli and Tartini, but surpassed them with his wealth of invention in his composition. The influence of Haydn's orchestration is evident. Viotti attracted much attention as a child prodigy, singularly gifted in violin playing. He was given a children's fiddle on which he made such progress without any instruction that the whole district talked about Giovannetto the genius. When a church festival was held in the neighboring Strombino, he played a sonata to everybody's delight. The bishop told Marchesa Voghera, who lived in Turin, about this, and she invited the boy to her house. Her own little son was in need of a companion, so young Viotti became one of the family, and she paid for his training under Pagnani. He soon created a sensation by playing some difficult violin pieces at sight in the presence of several musicians. He was taken to a rehearsal at the opera house and installed himself at the first violin's desk, playing the part without a mistake. When he was praised, he merely said rather crossly, "But that was too simple." Many years later, the Marchesa told Viotti's biographer that his studies cost her 20,000 lire, adding, "But I never regretted it, because by means of that money Italy was given one of her greatest violinists." By the age of 26, Viotti was superior to his teacher Pagnani, who then acted as a fatherly friend, accompanying Viotti on his first concert tours. Viotti was a very handsome young man with graceful manners, which he had acquired in the Marchesa's house. When this odd pair, the grotesquely ugly Pagnani and the good-looking Viotti, gave a concert together, and Pagnani's powerful playing was complemented by Viotti's elegant art, which seemed to ignore all difficulties, the enthusiasm of the audience knew no bounds. Viotti experienced his greatest triumphs in Russia. The Empress Catherine, who was susceptible to handsome men, wanted at all costs to attach him to her court. She heaped presents on him and made him the most tempting offers. But Viotti, who could not stand the Russian climate, refused and left St. Petersburg hurriedly. A few months later, in 1780, he appeared in London, where he was also received with great enthusiasm. Nor was his success any less in Paris. It was his playing on a Stradivari which drew the attention of the French public to that past master of violin makers for the first time, and soon there began a race to discover Stradivari instruments. It is said that Viotti's effect on audiences was unique. Never before, it was claimed, had any violinist displayed such a noble and elegant tone, shown such ardent yet balanced bowing, and produced such a melancholy, sweet, bewitching Talene. Yet overwhelmingly as these triumphs were, they did not last very long. 2 years later, and that's where we're going to stop, and we'll continue reading about Viotti next time. The Hebrew Minute. Torat Elohai Belivo Lo Timad Ashariv. The law or the instruction of his God is in his heart. None of his steps or his way will slide or totter. If you know where this is found, please leave it in the comments below. Here we are Friday afternoon and the snow is gone. It's a cold day but beautiful blue skies. Let's go in and see what's going on. Here in the shop, we're working on 3 projects. Here's our 1800's cello. We've got all the cleats in. and we're turning it over and in the process of working on the varnish on the top. And here we've got all our colors. Over here is our new violin, and I don't think we got any work done on it this week, but the next step should be the purfling. And here's the violin from the early 1900s. We're putting in a new bass bar. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your wonderful comments, for your thumbs up. Thank you to the new subscribers. And until next time, bye.